That was a chipper hit. What's better than playing a game of baseball in America? I'll tell you what.
Hey Ethan, I'll tell you what's better than baseball. American novels by American authors. Here you go, Nathan.
Hey, I know someone who knows a lot about great American authors. Andy!
I sure do, Nathan. Actually, my favorite's Ray Bradbury. Zach just read a book about Ray Bradbury. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, well, my book was called Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury. It's a science fiction novel, but really, there is little of science fiction in the novel except a happiness machine, which does many wonderful things. The book is a semi-autobiographical novel, which is based on Ray Bradbury's childhood. The main character is Douglas Spaulding, and the themes is magic and summer. And to give you a little quick summary of those themes, in short words, summer equals magic. And here's Nathan with Tim O'Brien. Here you go, Nathan.
The Things They Carried is an American novel by Tim O'Brien. The book is a series of fictional short stories inspired by his real active duty tour during the Vietnam War. The main theme of the book is that stories didn't have to actually happen for them to be true. A few of his close friends died during the Vietnam War, and he was inspired to immortalize them by writing stories about them. He believed that as long as people believed the stories he told about them, that his friends would live forever. Tim O'Brien, he's a pretty normal guy from Austin, Minnesota. He was drafted 2 weeks after he graduated from Macalester College in 1968. This book would be relevant today because death is something that every generation has to deal with, and this book would appeal to a wide audience. Now on to Ethan.
Hi, I'm here to talk about Suzanne Collins. She moved constantly as a child. She graduated from IU with a double major in drama and telecommunications. She co-wrote the musical Santa Baby, and she wrote the fantasy/war series The Underland Chronicles, which was inspired by her children living in an urban city in New York. She lived in Connecticut with her family and 2 feral kittens that they adopted. The themes of her novel, Catching Fire, contains good versus evil, overcoming overwhelming odds, and love, because Katniss is deeply in love with both Peeta and Gale. This book is relevant because the picture it paints is tantalizing. This book is 1,037 times better than any book we read in class, and we should read books like this more often, because you can actually connect to it and feel it deep down in your heart. I'm going to pass it to my good man, Mr. Spahr.
Thanks for that information about Suzanne Collins, Ethan. Another good American author is Cormac McCarthy. He wrote The Road in 2006 and won the Pulitzer Prize for it, and it was so good they made it into a movie 3 years later. His inspiration for the book came to him during a trip to Texas with his son, and he saw a distraught town, and he wondered what it would look like 50 to 100 years later. Then after that, a series of conversations with his brother about an apocalypse and post-apocalyptic world gave him the idea to write The Road. It is a story about a father and a son traveling southward in a post-apocalyptic world where humans have to resort to cannibalism to survive. Some themes in this book are a strong love between father and son. The father and son's names are never mentioned, but you can tell by the way they act and the actions the father takes that he cares for his son greatly. Another theme is post-apocalyptic, which causes a lot of drama in the story, making it harder to survive and difficult to think rationally on the spot. Relevance is a difficulty of life on the road, especially when there are no supplies, no food, and no water. Life is hard when you don't have anybody around, and since it's just the two of them, it makes life even harder knowing that around the corner there are people waiting to attack them so that they can survive while the father and the son do not. It is a heart-wrenching story between the two, and if you really want to read a good book that touches the heart, The Road is a good one.
Hey Ethan!
Here, ma'am. But seriously, these American authors are no joke. So please, read their books.